June 28th, 9:20 in the evening. Wanted to just put this quick video together as my weekly wrap up. Well, actually, not wrap up, but weekly updates on Commerce, as promised, and just kind of give you some updates on what's going on up there. But before I jump into that, I know some of you are aware of this and some of you are not. We switched over our payment system to this setup right here, which is called Square Cash. We used to deal with PayPal, but unfortunately they run into some security issues, and actually even our account got breached like 2 weeks ago. So we had to kind of fall back and set up our backup system, which was this. We had this pretty much all the time, just never really used it. One of the buyers on the team, he reintroduced me to it when I kind of forgot about it, that we had this set up. So this is something we've been utilizing the last 2 weeks. So this is what we're going to be using from this point forward. If we change back to PayPal, we will definitely let you know ahead of time. So when you receive your invoices for your fees, this is where it will be sent from. When you get the email, let me just go back a step. It will look like this. It will say cash on the subject line, and if you highlight, it's cashsquare.com. But when you click on it, and I did one as a test so you can kind of see it, this is what it would look like. All right, and then you just, whatever amount that's up there, you just, of course, just hit send. Very simple. And of course the amount will be there, and then you just put your debit card down here, your month, of course the code is on the back of your card, and your zip code, and that's it. So it's actually even easier, in my opinion, than PayPal, and a little bit cheaper too. So this is what we're going to utilize from this point forward. So when we start seeing your invoices, or if it's Lawrence sending you the invoice, then at least you'll be able to recognize what it is, and this is what it will look like. All right, so I want to throw that out there. Now, with that being said, let me just jump right in to this week and what's going on at the sale tomorrow. Now, also, guys, I just want to let you know that my vehicle selection, the one I'm selecting for you guys as my recommendation, tell you the truth, there's not cars that I like. Just like some of the cars that I might select you won't like. But remember, it's not what you like, it's what sells. So everything I'm basing it on is based on customer feedback, because some of you do know, some of you don't know, but 70% of my time, all I do is market and research and fact find, just to make sure that this company stays close to the pulse of the people and what they're trying to buy, because it's all about basic supply and demand. If you got the right type of supply, people will come and buy. That's just how it is. So right now, since we're out of tax season, and of course most of you guys know it, you have to kind of be careful of what you're getting your hands on, what you're trying to buy, because certain vehicles are tricky to sell depending on what you're asking for. So there's a couple of things I'll give you some suggestions on, a couple of vehicle suggestions, and I'll explain to you why I'm selecting these vehicles. If you notice here, the way I did this run list, I started with the year going from the oldest to the newest. Now, the first thing I want to talk about are vehicles you can sell for $1,500. Right now, we're in that prime market that I would say, when it comes to cash car deals, if I can put up the pie chart again, I would say 60% of that pie chart will be people who have $1,500, or maybe a little bit less, but really that $15 threshold. The other 40% is a mixture of, the higher cash, 3,000-4,000, you can ask 4,500. But of course, when you start asking those type of amounts, you have to have particular cars. Even at 2,500, I would say even at 2,200, but I would just keep it safe. Anything really $2,500 and above, you gotta have particular cars now. Certain cars are gonna be tough to sell because their demand is not as high when the money tightens up. All right. So going through it, first thing I'm gonna jump onto is this one. This ran last week. It sounded good. Didn't really see any problems with it. I didn't get a chance to bid on it. Because actually I didn't get a chance to really test drive because I was wrapped up in another car I ended up getting. But this one sounded good going through the lane. Didn't really seem to have too many problems. Yes, it's an old car. It's a 95. It has miles on it, but actually that miles is low when you compare it to the year. So it was, it's not really bad again when you look at the miles. But of course it is an older vehicle. So that kind of takes away from most people from their preference or why they would ignore this car at an auction. But I would tell you right now, this car goes for $200-300. Matter of fact, I saw it drop down to $300, but no one bidded on it. Why, I'm not really sure, but main reason. Well, I kind of know the 95, but for people who flip cars, I couldn't see why they didn't jump on it. If I didn't get tied into two other cars that I had prior to this, I think I would have bid on this one too. But this one actually sounded pretty good. I would definitely tell you guys, look at that, especially if it goes cheap. That's something you can sell for $1,500 or below. Now, I know some of you guys, or most of you, you also include our fee within the price of the car, and I would tell you that that's fine. You could do it that way, but that's not really reality. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got to remember the fees you pay to us, that's an expense. That's a business expense on your behalf, and it's good to have business expenses because you're going to need it. Because remember, you're going to be getting 1099 forms at the end of the year as an independent contractor, so you're going to want some expenses to offset the income you're making from the profits of these vehicles. So again, I know some of you add car fees into what you pay for the car, but I wouldn't really do it that way. That, to me, that's not a sound accounting practice, because it is just a pure expense for you to be able to utilize our dealer's license to get these type of deals. Because without that, your other option, you have to go get your own dealer's license, which costs thousands of dollars, which most of you know. So again, my recommendation, you should consider that our fees a business expense, not part of the car. But if you want to, go right ahead. But I kind of disagree. But in any case, so going back to this one, so you get this for like $300-$400. This is something you can sell easily 15, 16. You can kind of play around there and hover around there for a little while, even 14 to 13. So this particular vehicle will give you something anywhere between $500 to $900 profit, conservatively, anywhere between there. And that's not bad. And the key thing, it doesn't tie up all your money. What you pay for this versus paying for one vehicle that costs $3,000, you can get 3 of these or even 4 of these and make more of a profit. But that's another discussion for another day. So that Crown Vic is not bad. This 97 Cadillac DeVille, I saw it run through. It sounded good. I didn't get a chance to look at it. It looks really good for a 97. You can tell this car was garage kept. This would be a good deal for someone, especially if it goes below 1,000, which I'm sure it will, because it is a Cadillac. But it is clean. This would be a good one for somebody. And again, yes, I know some of you guys will be like, no, that's not for me. I don't like older car, whatever the case may be. Like I keep trying to tell you, let that go, man. and just take my word for it. It's what sells, man. And you'd be amazed what sells. If I can go back to the video where I was telling you about that 96 Lincoln Town car. Someone on the team, I was trying to advise him about it. He didn't get it, unfortunately. Another guy that I know, he's a colleague of mine, he's a dealer. He ended up getting that car for $800, and he sold it back for $26. Believe it or not, just like the stuff I was showing you when I text you the links. This one wasn't bad either. I'm not sure. I drove this one. It drives okay. Mechanically, it's, got a little quirks here and there, but it's a 97. Got some miles on it. But I saw it drop down to $300, and it has some wear and tear. But it's a Lexus. No one bid it on it. This could be another sleeper that someone can get that cheap and easy sell for $1,500. A Lexus easy. This you can sell this for $1,500, $1,600 all day on Craigslist with no problem. All right, so that's a decent one. Yeah, also this Crown Vic too. This was another one that dropped down to like $500, but no one ever bid it on it. This would be another idea for someone if you're looking for something cheap. What else? This Lexus, we bidded on this Lexus last week for $700. Won the bid, but it was an if. I think they wanted a little bit more, and the buyer and the team, of course, he didn't accept it. It ran good overall, but for some reason it cut off on us. I can't remember why. I think something to do with the battery. I can't remember 100%. But this would be, guys, it'd be something that'd be worth looking at. It's been up there for a while. I think the seller was asking too much money for it, but I think now they're starting to get a little more desperate, and I think now they want to try to get rid of this car. So this would be something worth looking at, especially if it goes for $700-$800 again. You can get it this time. Now I know like I always keep saying, two-door cars, stay away from them. Not good sales. Most of them, yes, I agree. And if you remember, I told you last week there are some exceptions, like that CLK. Mercedes that I talked about last week. By the way, it actually ended up selling for $1,000, but it had some mechanical issues, nothing major, but the engine sounded a little bit funny, and a tune-up for a Mercedes is costly, so that's why I didn't touch it. But going back to the two-door theory, these Beetles, especially this red one and this yellow one, actually this one got more miles, so that will go cheaper than this one will. But this will go relatively inexpensive too. But these cars sell well. So any Beetle you see up there, 99, 2000, 2001, you know, you can get you can get them relatively cheap compared to other cars. But I know this one will definitely go really cheap. And a lot of and a lot of teenagers. And actually, who's going to come and buy it? It's going to be a student from college. It's going to be a college student coming with their parents, or high school students coming with their parents, and they're coming and they're buying it. I had two of these. I had one in blue and I had one in red like the other one. Sold them both in 48 hours once I got the title. These are easy sales. People just like the little Beetles. So definitely that red one and that yellow one. This Caddy, iffy. Got miles on it, but you know, this would be another one. If you get this for a $400 bid, I would get it for $400 easily. Cause this could be in that $1,500 realm, $1,400. You know, it makes $600-700 profits, not bad. And of course, your money's not getting tied up. This Honda would be interesting. This would be another two-door that I would accept right about now. And plus, also now I got to take into consideration the summertime. So two-car door sales are slightly going up a little bit more on certain vehicles, not all of them, but certain ones. And this one definitely, a Honda Accord, the two-door, right about now would be a perfect pick. 188, not really sure what it would go for, but I would kind of guess maybe 1,600, somewhere around there, 1,700. But again, you guys want to look up the NADA, look up that wholesale, just to make sure. But that would be a good pick for somebody. Another Beetle, yeah, this one too. Let me see if it's automatic. Yeah, it's automatic. Because remember, a lot of these come in those 5 speeds. But this one definitely, this would definitely be another one I will look at. Laro's garbage. This Mercury, I'm not sure. It sounded funny, but this is the third time going through. So this old those craps. You can leave that alone. But that Mercury, I'm not really sure, but it's gonna go cheap. This would be another cheap one, but I don't know if I would do it. Nah. Then again, never mind. Never mind what I said. I wouldn't mess with that one. This, yes, believe it or not, these Ford Focus wagons, they sell. Well, this one needs a window. So one of you guys can repair a window, which is not expensive, but you can get the window, you take out the inner panel and put it back on a clip, and as long as the window regulator is fine, shoot, it's easy. So someone maybe should consider this if they can do that repair on their own, because these things sell, believe it or not. Oh, and the reason why, you know, a lot of small families like it because it's the 4-cylinder, so it's still good on gas, and you got a little bit more space. So that would definitely be another one for somebody to look at. Yeah, this Grand Marquis, this, I don't know why it hasn't been sold yet. It actually runs good. I drove it a couple times. The first time it was up. This is his third time. So I'm assuming maybe it was the reserve price. I saw this one drop down to, I think, 1,000 last week or the week before, or 900. I think got one bid and that was it. Only thing wrong with this one I remember is the AC doesn't come out that vent. It comes out the top of the dash, but it doesn't come out the vents. So I know that's a motor blower. Most cases, that's the reason why it's not coming out. But the AC is cold and the car runs good. This would be definitely going for somebody. Another Beetle, but there's a lot of Beetles today. But I don't got low miles. They got more money for that. Now this right here would be interesting. Now I'll tell you what, guys. Anything from like a 97 to 01 7 Series BMW, especially the 740, because it comes 740i or IL. This one is rare. You don't really see too many of these. People tend to keep these for whatever odd reason, but these are like a cult following. I put these up there with like the old school Acura Legends. Remember, like the 95, 96 Acura Legends. This is up there with it, and a few others. But definitely, I will look at this, guys, especially for that miles. Miles is not bad. It looks good. If it drives good, this will be a winner. You can make some money on this one. Just got to check to make sure you don't pass that That whole matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to do it for this one. I want to see. Let's see. BMW. Yeah, remember I was telling you, see, most of you you'll find will come to 740i. The IL, I haven't really seen the 750. Those are really rare. If you ever come across one of them, I would tell you to get it too. But they're rare to find the 750s. But the 740 IL just as rare. 185 rounded up. So let's see what these wholesale. So that's not bad. You see that? So if it's an average trade in, it will go somewhere around here. So if it goes like $100 above, 150 above, maybe even $200 above this, and it runs good, it's still not bad. Because see, this is kind of what you can ask for. See, the clean. See, when you look on NADA, the clean trade-in is really almost the equivalent of what you can ask for on the street. What I call street retail. Usually I don't even go for the bottom number. I go right from the top number because I don't minus anything out when it comes to the retail side. Because see, that one you can ask 3,100, and if they give you down to 26, still not bad. But I would try to ask like 3,200, the best offer. Let them bum it out to like 28. But here's the wholesale price. So anything here or below would be a winning combination, and I would definitely look into that. Especially for that price. I like that one. What else? See, this one has the odometer discrepancy. Now, see, here's the odd thing too about anything that's older than 10 years. When it comes to odometer discrepancy, it doesn't really matter because on the title it's exempt because it's an 01. If this was a 2006, it would be a different story. You have to disclose the miles. But since it is in 01, the miles are exempt anyway. So if the dash actually works and whatever miles is on there, you can ride with that. Or if you can't see it, you can always run the VIN number on auto check, right, and get the history and see what was the last reported miles on it to kind of give you an estimate. Or sometimes you can take this and go to Georgia Clean Air Force and see if it has current emissions. Because see, sometimes the people at emissions, they can pull the miles too. But I just wanted to, throw this out there. I'm not saying you should go and get this. This kind of iffy. But I wanted just to talk about this since it said, ODO discrepancy. So that means this car is going to be a TMU, true miles unknown. Because that, either they can't read the dash or the miles is off. But that's something you can find out when you get there. But this would be interesting to see what that would go for. Because, they don't know what the mileage is. And that Jetta still here. This Jetta look good and it sounds good, but it's a 5-speed. I'm not a big fan of selling 5-speed cars, but I saw this one drop down to $400 too, and that's what kind of piqued my interest when I saw that. Unfortunately, I don't know how to drive a 5-speed, so I don't know mechanically how it is, but it sounded good going through the lane. Yeah, it does have some miles on it, but you're talking about for $400, a car that looks this good. If you can drive a 5-speed, I would take a risk on this one if you get it that cheap, $400 or $500. Because this is something easy. You get 1,1700. It might be a little bit tricky to sell it because it is a 5-speed, but there's ways around it. Really, you have to advertise heavy. Really do that video marketing that I tell some of you guys about. But that would be interesting. This one, I know I looked at it the week before. One of the team members looked at it last week. I saw it go up to like the 2,000. Someone would bid and then it would just stop and freeze. I'm not really sure why. It was going to need a gas cap right here because the gas cap is missing. But this actually ran pretty good too. This one, if you can get this below $1,900, it's worth it. And they sell well. This is new. This wasn't here last week. But what stands out to me is, of course, the miles. Sorry, guys. I just kind of like high mileage vehicles because they run cheaper. And you can almost make the equivalent profit to a vehicle with lower miles, because if it had lower miles, you have to spend more to get it, That means you got to ask more to sell it. And then when you do the math, the profit is almost the same. So I'll go for a high mileage car, as long as it runs good and it looks good, or you can clean it up to make it look good. I would get this over one that's lower mileage because I know this one might go for like $1,200. Matter of fact, let's take a look at that one too, real quick. Nissan, and I said 1,200. Let's see how close I was. To it. It's 02S. And it's the S version, so I mean it's a nice little 4-cylinder. You know the 6-cylinder is better, but of course the 4-cylinder is cheaper. Let's see, 195. Usually, but actually this one, yeah, actually this one actually has alloy rims, which is kind of rare for the base model. But let's see. Yeah, I said 12, so I was really close. So 1,300 kind of is like the average. So anything below this is a bargain. Would I go above this? No. But if you can get it for $1,300 or below, yeah, I would get it. You know, so that would be an interesting one for somebody. And then you could turn around and this you could turn around and ask, you know, $2,500, $2,600 the best offer. Let them boil you down a little bit. This Jaguar keeps coming back. I think they just want too much money for it. Originally they did, because this car should be no more than like $1,700, $1,800. Again, one of the buyers team, she was looking at it last week. It was on her list, but they just started it too. Or they started at like 4,000. They dropped it down to like 2,100, and they never went any lower. So no one ever bid it. So whoever owns this one, you know, they have to, you know, get with reality. Well, hopefully, maybe now that it's his third go around, they might actually let it sell it for the right price. This would definitely be a good one, guys. If you can get this for a decent price, and I'm not gonna look at the wholesale, you can look at it yourself. I would definitely get this. These are selling right now. This is the #1 seller that's going on right now with people with that anything between $1,800 to $2,500 type of budget. This is what they're looking for. Those little small SUVs, you know, for the children, or small families. Getting a lot of requests for the Escapes or pretty much all the small SUVs. Of course, the CR-V, the RAV4s, but they're more expensive when we talk about Honda, Toyota. But this should go for a good deal, and it's definitely worth looking into. I would definitely highly recommend this one. This one and that BMW, the 01 BMW 7 Series, those two right now would be my top 2 picks. This one right here is coming back through again. Everybody's ignoring it because it runs a little rough. It needs a tune-up. Now, with Volvos, I never did a tune-up on a Volvo, but if you know how to do one, you can get this for $300-$400. And actually, it didn't run bad, just a little rough. Need some car seats. This could be another $15-$16 car that you can sell easily, especially if you can do the repair yourself. Same thing with this Mazda 2. This will go dirt cheap. This one needs a tune-up. This thing's misfiring all over the place. I drove this one myself, and it's just sputtering around. This would be another $15 car easily that you can sell for $1,500. Get it for like $300 or $400. You know, usually most minivans, when it comes to those mileage, I don't really, not a big fan with minivans, but with this Honda Odyssey, I would kind of make an exception. Only reason being, I think this one has all the bells and whistles, because this one says the EXL. So this has everything. It might have the TV, the leather interior, and everything. Sliding doors. This one I'll make in consideration. If you can get this one dirt cheap, you know it has high mileage on it. Whatever the wholesale price for this is, if you can get it for around there, the average wholesale or a little bit below that, this might be worth it. Definitely this might be worth it. Just want to make sure you check that transmission, guys, because you remember these Honda Odysseys, they're known for bad transmissions. What else? Yeah, definitely this one. This is really nice. 188. Gonna cost a little bit of money because this one is super clean, but it's still a 4-cylinder S version, so it's still the base model. But I think it has a sunroof and it has the alloy, so it must be the mid version. Yeah, this would be a nice one for somebody. What it would cost, you're not really sure. I would estimate it somewhere around maybe like $2,000 just to get it. 1900, something like that. But definitely that. Someone should go look at this Explorer. I meant to look at it last week and I didn't get a chance to. Um, but I saw this one drop down to $1,000 too. Why, I don't know. But it looked good. It sounded good going through the lane, but I'm not sure how the transmission is. That's the one thing about these Ford Explorers. You got to check that transmission and listen for that engine. If you're hearing little funny knocking noise or like a chain is going through it or something like that, stay away from it. But if it runs decent, this would be a bargain for someone. I would estimate this one, if it runs decent, someone get this for like $1,500 easy. 15, 1,600. This is another 3,000. This is one of those rare that you can ask three and get something close to that for these, because people are checking for these Explorers too, because they need more space. And if it's the third row, which I can't tell, but if this thing has third row seats, then definitely it's worth getting. What else? Some of this stuff's coming back through this. I think I remember this one's running back through. Oh, it's a salvage. It says it right there. Never mind. This is running back through. I'm not sure what's wrong with this Montero. If I was one of you guys, I would look at this too, just to see what's wrong with it, if there is something wrong with it. But it's the third time that's going back through. So I know they're going to be ready to sell this. Actually, I kind of like the way it looks. Mechanically, I'm not sure how it is, but it will go cheap. Definitely worth taking a look at. This too. I'm not sure if I remember I think I did, but I can't remember what was wrong with it. But I'll tell you guys, look at this one too if you're going up there tomorrow. That would go cheap too. That would be like, believe it or not, a $1,200 car too. $1,000 car. Tile's nice. I would look at this too, even though it has miles on it, but people like these Dodge. Needs a little work go down there. And I know this is third row. They all come in third row, but people like this body style. This would be something worth looking at, especially if it runs decent. This could be another cheap, inexpensive one. Matter of fact, I think I will. I'm curious to see what the numbers be on this one. It's the SLT. SLT, we'll go with that one. I'm sure I got leather seats. Yeah, I got that too. Those two things I did see. 227. Then again, it's higher than I thought it would be. Yeah, that's too high. But I tell you what, if it goes anywhere around here tomorrow, get it. Anything close to that or below that or anywhere close to even $100 more is worth getting it for that. Because that's what I think it would go for. But the average trade a little bit higher than I thought. But again, if you get close to that, yeah, that's a winner. Oops. If we look at the miles on that, a lot of miles. Yeah, this is still trying to run. This is what I was telling you. When you slam on the brakes, you can hear like a thump noise. So I'm not sure if it's something with the rack and pinion or I'm not sure. But this would be something for someone who had to fix something. Because this will go cheap. I saw the thing dropped down to $300 last week. No one ever bid on it. But it actually drove okay. The mechanic, it didn't overheat or nothing. But it is a Chrysler. This would be another interesting one. Someone should take a look at. Let's see. Never mind. It's a 5-speed. Forget it. This is still running. That's what it dropped down to $1,000 too. Someone should take a look at that one tomorrow also. That would be interesting. And it got low miles too. This might go under the radar because a lot of people, they don't check for Pontiacs anymore. But this one, you get the one for a good price. I'm not sure what the wholesale price is, but I'm just estimating you get this for, if you get this for $13, $14, you got to steal. And it's possible it could happen with a Pontiac. What's the people looking for? Some nice other car. This Acura is nice. See, now some of you guys want to spend a little bit more money. You know, you're asking that 4,500 type of budget. This will be a good one. I'm not sure what this is about. Hopefully the tire is in the back. Got a little ding here. But this Murano will go relatively inexpensive because it's a little bit rough. Miles is not that bad. This would be an interesting one for somebody to take a look at. If you got that $3,000 budget or a little bit higher, this would be something worth looking at. You might get a good deal on this one. And Muranos, they sell. High demand for those Muranos. I just don't buy a lot of them because I don't like to top a lot of my money in one vehicle. But if I ever had to, the Murano would be pretty much on top of my list. If I'm spending $3,000, $4,000. Never looked at this Lantern. This would be another one, guys. You definitely take a look at this one. I didn't get a chance to, but this will go cheap because of those miles. Another Beetle. This would be interesting because of the miles. But it's an 07. It's automatic. Yeah, guys, I'll take a look at this one too. This could be another sleeper. This could be like a $1,500 car, 16, 17, somewhere in there. Could be because of the miles. Miles don't really hold their value too well, but people still like these cars. A lot of, especially the 3 or the 6, doesn't matter. Can't go wrong with either one of them. But they just love that 4-cylinder. And the goods coming from Mahler, Georgia, Ford. They always bring good cars. Star Charger was kind of rough. I don't know. Iffy on that one. It depends on what it would go for. You see the miles on it, but I saw this thing drop, believe it or not, and I had to like pause for a second. I saw this thing drop down to $1,000 too last week, but no one ever bid it on it. Trying to rush through. Yeah, this too. Because of the mileage. This will go cheap. It's 07. That will go cheap. Definitely worth taking a look at. That might be about it. Oh, this is sweet. Just one of the guys on the team, he was looking at this one. You gotta remember, guys, with these Jeep Wranglers, they're expensive, man. This gonna go for like 14,000. Wranglers, they hold their value. So I just let him know. He was shocked when I told him, but I said, you go to tomorrow, you'll see for yourself. These are rare to find too. This will go cheap too. You believe that's a Ford Taurus. This is their SUV version. Kind of like it. Those miles are interesting. The miles are interesting. I mean, as far as the price, I think this would go relatively cheap, but it's clean. I would definitely take a look at this one too. If anybody plan on going up tomorrow. I think that's 2010. They got some nice cars tomorrow. A lot of 2010, 2012. Yeah, I forgot what by the year. All right, guys. So I'm tied up with that. Remember, I'm gonna be away for a while, going on vacation. I won't be back until like the 7th or 8th, so that's another reason why I want to make this video, kind of let you know that. But I'll still be around, have my computer, I have all my equipment with me, so I'll be keeping tabs on everyone, checking with the auction, see when the titles are available. Some titles are available now. I know some of you guys are going up tomorrow to pick them up. Just kind of give me a heads up so I can call ahead. Like I said, this one's going to be a good one tomorrow. Oakwood is also good on Thursday, guys. Don't sleep on that one. We got some good deals last week from there too. I think I might have, no, I don't think I sent anybody those pictures, but if I remember, I'll do that by tomorrow. Give you a mini update on that one. But as far as Commerce is concerned, when it comes down to all of them, by far, I'm telling you, right now, Commerce is still having the best prices. Oakwood's a close second, but Commerce still got them beat on Wednesdays. So you can find some good deals tomorrow if you decide to go. And again, like I said, if you have any questions, you can definitely give me a call or text me. I know that this video is going to be kind of late for some of you tonight, but I'm going to try to get it out to everyone. It's going to be kind of late, but hopefully by tomorrow morning, you'll be able, or mid-afternoon, you'll be able to view the video, especially if you think about going to the sale tomorrow. All right, guys? So, again, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything that's going on you didn't know about, please just let me know so we can get it taken care of. I'm trying to see if I can find that. Yeah, I had to go back to this one more time. I'm telling you. To me, that's the top one sleeper car that's going to be at that auction tomorrow. That someone could make some really good profit on that one if it runs good. All right, guys. So, any case, I don't want to ramble on. If you need me, you know where to find me. If you have any questions, contact me. Remember, our payment system changed to Square Cash from PayPal. We don't use PayPal no more. And that's about it. So, I'll be talking to you soon. And again, if you have any questions, give me a call.